Hello, you guys, it's Warrior Chick, and welcome back to another video. So, today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. And please do not mind the headphone hair that I've got going on right now. I've been gaming for maybe the past 3 hours right now, so please just pretend that you don't even notice it. But today we are going to be doing a Q&A and a long overdue Q&A. And the reason I say that is because I said I was going to do this video maybe a little bit over a year ago, and I completely forgot about it until recently. So a couple weeks ago, I was thinking to myself, I've been doing YouTube for maybe about 5 years now, little over 5 years now. And although I've had some periods where I haven't been as consistent with uploading as I am now, that's still a really, really, really long time. And anything that you may know about me is probably through little tidbits that, I share here and there in my Let's Plays. More so if you are active in the comments. I definitely feel like that's where a lot of the real conversations between us go through. But otherwise, I don't really think that we've gotten to know each other as much as we should have, considering, again, 5 years, that is half a decade. That's a long time. Whether you've been here since the beginning, more recently, you're a casual viewer, you're a regular viewer, you talk to me in the comments, you're just a lurker, you just clicked on this video because why not? You're bored. It doesn't matter. I am so grateful for every single one of you, whether it's the smallest interaction to regularly talking to me in the comments and we're sharing little bits here and there about our lives, we're talking about games, we're having a good time. I just never thought this channel would become what it is today. And although YouTube is my hobby, it's not my job, it's nothing like that, but it still is such a big part of my life. I am thinking about you guys every day. I want to chat with you guys every day. I'm checking your comments every day. It is just such a big part of my life, and not in the sense that it feels like a job. It's just, I'm always thinking about it. I just always want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys want to see. I want to know how you guys are doing. It's just, this channel has just created something so much more than I ever could have imagined. And I just want to thank you all. I mean, again, I know I keep saying it, but 13,000 subscribers is just insane to me. I can't believe I have that many of you guys here to stick around and have some chats, play some games, but again, we've been here for a while now. Some of you may be new, but I think it's about time that you guys get to know me a little bit better. And when I did say I was thinking about making this video a little over a year ago now, you guys left me so many questions that I was shocked that you guys want to know so much about me, honestly. But I did compile a list of the most frequently asked questions, and I guess just kind of condensed it down to the ones that I feel like were definitely the most repeated, and just kind of covering the basics with a few little extra funky ones here and there. But we've got a good lineup of some questions here. I hope you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And please, I would love to chat with you guys in the comments about your thoughts on any of these things that are about to come up. But I am so excited to start this video. I think it's going to be a real fun time because some of these are pretty interesting and, really kind of, you're starting to get the brain gears working. So let's get right into it. All right, the first question is, what is your name, if you're comfortable sharing that? My name is Emily. And honestly, I would be really surprised if I haven't let that slip in any of my videos. Although I think everybody that knows me maybe the first 10 times you call me Emily, but it always just somehow becomes M. So I definitely hear that a lot more than Emily, which I get. How old are you? As of today, when I'm recording this on Friday, October 17th, I'm 26 years old. Do you have any pets? If you've ever seen a cat rarely make appearances in my videos, which there might be one or two, way long ago. They were my mom's cats. As some of you guys may know, I recently moved out on my own for the first time, so as much as I wanted to bring the cats with me, my mom, my sister, whom I lived with, would definitely hire a hitman to come and kill me if I took those cats. So unfortunately, I have been very sad and lonely without cats right now, but I am looking. I just have a little bit of decluttering to do. I just want to make it the perfect space for cats. I need to just figure out, okay, where am I going to put the cat litter? I need to buy some pet food bowls. Like, I just got to get all the supplies, but trust me, I am looking. I have been looking on Pet Finder every day, which I guess is kind of like cat Tinder, but like permanently. Guys, look at fettuccine. Fettuccine. Literally, I have a hearted list with all of the cats that I'm like, yes, please come live with me. I will love you. I will care for you forever. So freaking cute. I love cats. I love dogs. I love pretty much every animal, but the cats just got the number one in my heart. The next question is, any plans to create YouTube channel memberships or a Patreon to help support the channel in the future? I don't know too much about channel memberships or Patreon, aside from you have content that your viewers need to pay for. And I don't really agree with that. Just for me personally, I get why people do it. Again, this is not my job. I'm not trying to figure out how to make money on this thing. Again, like, I just don't even think I would have enough content to even offer. You know, it's just, even everything I make, I just want to show everybody. I want to show all of you guys right away. I'm uploading it as fast as I can. I could never imagine putting anything behind a paywall. And I mean, a lot of you guys have done this in the past, and it's just, oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful. But you guys have sent me super thanks. You guys have sent me PayPal tips. I'm just even shocked that you guys are doing that anyway. I don't expect it. I don't want it. But hey, it is completely optional and appreciated. But I would never, ever put my content behind a paywall. Just, again, I get the business side of things. Like, the channels can become super different when you turn it into a business, this kind of professional thing. And again, I don't know much about that, so I see why it's a thing, but would I ever do it? No. Next question. How's the work-life balance going these days, and any tips for people to manage it? Well, I don't work your typical 9 to 5. As some of you may know, I'm a nurse. I work in forensic psychiatry, and I have a very wonky schedule. So I don't really know what tips you can take from this, but let me give you my 2 cents. I'm an RN, so registered nurse, and on my unit, we're also in a very weird schedule situation compared to the RPNs. So the RPNs on our unit do the 2s and 3s. I do what's called the 4s and 5s, and the 4s and 5s means it stays the same. I do 2 day shifts, I do 2 night shifts. They're all 7 to 7, and then I get 5 days off. That's my schedule, so I can't really give advice to probably the most of the world's population, assuming that most people do a 9 to 5. So without pushing myself, As we all know, an object in motion stays in motion. So when I get home from a shift, if there's anything important that immediately needs to be done, for example, laundry or dishes or just a quick cleanup of the house, I gotta do it right away. I do it right after my day shift. I do it right after my night shift. I take out the garbage. I do whatever I have to do before winding down, because as soon as I sit on the couch, as soon as I lie down, as soon as I get on the computer to play some games, that's it. Nothing productive is happening for the rest of the day. So either I would need to have incredible time management skills and planning to be able to prepare for 4 days where I'm not doing really anything for my house. That's a lot of work. So I try to do a little bit after each shift and kind of try to prepare myself so those 5 days off, maybe the first day or two is dedicated to running errands, getting groceries, doing some meal prepping, some planning. And then the last couple days, whether it ends up being a day or two, is just dedicated to resting, to chilling. But of course, with a YouTube channel, and I'm so eager to always be recording, playing games, that's where things get complicated. So if I would have never done YouTube, I think my schedule, my work-life balance would be a lot different. But if you're curious about how I manage my work-life balance, I consider my weeks to not be 7 days. I consider them to be 9 in terms of my rotation. So I have these 9-day weeks. So usually on my first day, which I consider to be my first day of my rotation, which is a day shift, on my break, I whip out my agenda and I plan for the next 9 days. And I try to schedule, okay, what day am I going to do my laundry? What day am I going to do my groceries? What days do I want to record? What days am I just going to dedicate to relaxing? So I find that definitely helps. If I don't plan, it becomes too chaotic and then everything's just mumbled jumbled in my mind. I always find that the best thing to do, whether it's an agenda or my notes, or even I'll send a text to myself of just the most basic reminders of what do I got to do today? What's your favorite food? Do you cook or do you prefer takeout? That is a hard question because I love food, but I will say I am an absolute carb monster. I love anything with pizza, pasta, rice, bread. I don't care. It's probably going to be delicious, but I do love to cook. The only thing that I hate about cooking is literally chopping vegetables. Like, I feel like the basics of every recipe, at least that I use, it's always garlic, it's always onion. Those are the two most terrible things to chop. Your hands smell like garlic for 10 years, and your eyes, you're just crying the entire time. But I do it regardless. Like, I absolutely love cooking. I definitely would say that I prefer home cooked meals to takeout. But for the most part, on my days off, my 5 days off, I cook pretty much every night and I absolutely love it. Like, I feel like it's such a great skill to have, and so many people do not like cooking, which absolutely flabbergasts me, because how can you not like cooking? I mean, I get it. It's so much effort, and I know why people would probably prefer takeout. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Nice burger and fries. Oh yeah, at least like once in my 9-day week, I will absolutely get takeout. What profession would you choose to be in if you didn't go into the medical field or nursing, I guess? So that's a big question. I don't know if you mean if I could go back in time now, what would I do? Or if genuinely at the time, what I was considering. But we'll start with that. When I was in high school, I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. But I applied to one nursing school because it was like the most reputable university, well renowned for their medical graduates and that. But it wasn't my first choice. And also, I didn't get the first round of acceptance. I actually got a late offer to this. So this was actually just kind of an in the moment decision. But before that, I had actually applied to and accepted an offer for software engineering. I had a really big interest to having a minor in either game design, cybersecurity. That's what I was really interested in, and I was completely prepared to go into those until maybe a month or a little bit so long ago before school started. I got this late acceptance. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I just said, "All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's try nursing. I mean, can you really go wrong with medical?" And honestly, when I look back now, I definitely made the right decision. However, if I had the lottery or I didn't need to worry about money, if everything paid the same, that is a completely different story. And I've said this to many, many people. My dream job, I will open up an animal cafe, an animal sanctuary, a cat cafe. You've definitely seen that viral video of the cat cafe in Japan. And if you haven't, go look it up right now. That is the kind of cafe I want to open here in Canada. Although I don't even think I'd ever be able to get past the regulations to do that. But again, a girl can dream. Cat cafe, cat sanctuary, dog cafe, cat sanctuary, or dog sanctuary, raccoon cafe, coyote sanctuary. I don't care. It would probably be something to do with animals if I could just choose anything in the world. Besides gaming, how do you like to spend your free time? I like to cook, as I've said. I also love to crochet. So, about that, the only thing I really know how to make is blankets. I've tried to dabble in making little stuffed chickens and things like that, and they all somehow turn out to look like deranged animals. So I just stick to what I'm good at, which is literally just blankets. I am currently working on a blanket for my friend right now, but if you are curious, this is really heavy, but this is the latest finished blanket I've made. It probably fits a queen size bed, but I just made this for myself. And honestly, I got to the point where I was like, I have so many flipping blankets. Please, 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 somebody tell me that they want a blanket that I can gift them. And of course, aside from gaming, I guess I'm just a typical girl. Love to explore the city. I love going for hikes. We have a lot of really great trails and waterfalls in my area. I'm a huge foodie, so I love trying new restaurants. I love going to cute cafes. Unfortunately, I recently canceled my gym membership, which I plan to start up next month. But usually I'm pretty good with exercising and kind of going in hand. I'm a huge podcast listener. I love listening to podcasts while I exercise, things like that. But I guess I'm really not that exciting. I guess I think these are all pretty typical hobbies, things like that, aside from doing YouTube. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Listen, I don't believe in the supernatural, but I work on a psych ward on night shift at 3 a.m. Anyone would question everything. Doesn't help that a lot of the horror games I've played unfortunately take place on psych wards or quote unquote mental asylums. Which of those two colors is your natural hair color? I am actually a super dark haired brunette. And if you go back in time to peak COVID, where we were not allowed to go to hair salons, if you look at some of those videos, and the only one that comes to mind is The Walking Dead, you will see the roots do not lie. My roots were down to here. And honestly, I didn't even mean to become a blonde. Back when I was in high school, I just wanted some highlights. I just wanted to lighten up my hair a bit. Maybe after a couple sessions, it looked great. It was brunette, but it was just like, it was lightened up. And then, gosh, some time later, I just looked in the mirror and went, oh, am I blonde now? So, yeah, I'm blonde now. What sort of games do you like playing off camera? I love playing big open world games. That's why I had such a hard time deciding if I wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 2 for the channel, because I knew it was going to be a long series, open world. That kind of made me a little bit nervous to do for the channel. If I did live streams, I think that might be different, but even still, like, you risk spoilers in that sense. But I knew it was going to be so long. So a little bit of an exception, but I usually like to play those big open worlds. I love grindy games. Again, I go through phases, but Skyrim, Valheim, which I've been into more recently. I just started dabbling in Phasmophobia. Baldur's Gate was a huge one I played. I like roguelikes too, like Enter the Gungeon, I really like. Cult of the Lamb, oh my gosh, I've played that game maybe twice now. I just bought Elder Scrolls Online, trying out the MMO section there. Also, I love cozy games. Stardew Valley, haven't played that in a bit, but I put a lot of hours into that, even though I never can make it past year 2 without restarting. But yeah, I guess I play a little bit of everything. I go in phases, and it's really hard trying to figure out what I want to play for the channel and whatnot. But I've got so much stuff I want to play for the channel that I guess it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's too many games I want to play. I don't think I can play every game that I want to play before I die, you know? What is your favorite color? It's got to be a tie between purple and pink. What are your go-to gaming snacks? Nothing is off limits to me. Usually, I actually eat like proper meals at my desk, which I know you're thinking like, ew, but even snacks, everything, I have extra napkins. I use chopsticks for pretty much everything, even my chips, chicken nuggets, nachos. I never touch anything with my fingers. As long as I have something that can pick food up without dirtying my fingers, so I'm not getting all my equipment dirty, it's fair game. So yeah, pizza and nachos, ramen, chicken nuggets, spaghetti, soup, it does not matter. As long as I'm not touching anything, not a problem to me. What's the game that made you a gamer? Definitely Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Fridays. No, for real. It was definitely Skyrim. But before I say that, it was 2011. Let me set the scene here. It was 2011. I was 12 years old. I wanted Battlefield. Whatever the new Battlefield was that came out at the time, my friends were telling me to get Battlefield. So I walked into EB Games and I said, I want Battlefield. I don't know what happened. I somehow walked out with Skyrim. Didn't know what the heck it was. Took it home, played it. My life was never the same. What was the first gaming platform you ever owned? It was the original Xbox. I mean, it wasn't mine because I was like 4 or 5 or I don't know, whenever it came out. I was playing Ghost Recon. I played my Scooby-Doo games. I played Shrek. I literally like to think I was born with a controller in my hands just because of how much I loved playing anything at every age of my life. How do you feel about negative comments and where do you draw the line? If we're talking about truly negative comments, like I guess trolls or people trying to just get under your skin, it was definitely hard in the beginning. And this was before I started working as well. So there were many times where they would really get to me and I would think, am I making good videos? Like I'm starting to doubt myself here. But then I became a psych nurse and I now challenge anybody to give me a better insult than some of my patients have given me. Between my job and just troll comments, good luck getting under my skin. You can't hurt me. Do you like to travel? Where are some of your favorite places you've been, and where are some places you like to visit? I definitely don't travel enough. I get analysis paralysis. I cannot plan a trip for the life of me. But where I have been in the past, I'd say my favorite place would probably have been Paris, France. Although the most common place I've been is Orlando. When I was growing up, we went to Disney and Universal a lot. So that's great too. But in terms of where I want to go, Tahiti has been hyped up to me by a certain someone. Also, I would love to go to Japan. That's definitely on the top of the list. Italy would be great. Switzerland seems really cool. Honestly, I'd be totally down to go anywhere, but those are definitely the top ones that come to mind. What would you say is your favorite game you've played on the channel so far? Perhaps even a top 3. I don't even care if I'm not finished it. Number 1 is Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 2 is probably Detroit Become Human. That was a really good game. Maybe number 3 would be Resident Evil 1, if we're gonna go horror here. Yeah, Resident Evil 1. Even though I never played it when I was younger, like on the GameCube, which I believe that's when it originally came out. It was like either like 2001, it was something like that. It feels nostalgic now for me, even though I've only played it once. That was an incredible game. I had so much fun with that one. That was my favorite Resident Evil game in the series that I've played so far. Where does your name come from? Is it something you do in real life, or are you just being a warrior in games? You're gonna be really disappointed by this. So, when I was making my username for my Xbox, my first Xbox account, I chose Warrior because of a particular book series I was obsessed with. I read every single one in the series, and it was it was the Warrior Cat series. And at the time, it was the time and age where you were putting the lowercase x, the uppercase x, and I was trying to find like XX Warrior something. And just one of my friends at the time was like, yo, like, you're a girl, you gotta put something that identifies you as a girl, which was a very bad idea in hindsight. But I had no idea at the time, because at the time, I was not even using my own account to play online games. I was using my family, so I didn't really realize at the time. So I was like, okay, like, let me chill, go do WARRIORCHICK. And then, oh, well, here we are. What are your favorite and least favorite things about doing gaming on YouTube so far? I feel like I can never do enough because I have so many ideas. There's so many video things I want to do. Not just Let's Plays, for example, but just, I guess, I don't know, like building PCs, tech stuff, game reviews, like just, or kind of one-offs, I guess, of doing some multiplayer or some gaming specials here. It's just, there's so many ideas in my head, and I just feel like I'm never doing enough. So the second thing I'd say would probably be not being able to play games on your own terms, like whenever you want. You know, when I come home from work and I'm like, I really want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I also don't want to talk to a camera right now. I'm tired. I just want to hunt. You know, that's where things get kind of, this kind of sucks. But at the same time, I can't complain because this is also a game I probably would have never played unless if it was recommended to me so many times, which it was from you guys. I never would have played it otherwise. So it's really hard to say what's a pro and a con here. And probably the last thing I hate about gaming on YouTube is the editing and the exporting and the uploading. That's definitely not the fun part. Playing the game is the best part, but making the video definitely sucks. But hey, you know what? I've figured it out. I've got a routine. I've dealt with it, and I'm doing it. So I guess it's not that much of a bad thing. It's just work. It's just effort. I'm just lazy. probably my favorite things about gaming on YouTube is, oddly enough, getting tips. So, not spoilers, that is absolutely a negative of gaming on YouTube, but those fun facts, kind of pointers in the right directions, letting you know things you may have missed without going overboard. I feel like it gives me a really well-rounded experience, first-time experience of a game. Because there's many times where I've played games and I've just rushed right through them, not really appreciating it. So it kind of brings me back to kind of really pay attention to the little things. And that just gives you such a balanced, good first time experience, as long as you can avoid the spoilers, which I've been so lucky to have not really encountered anything that I felt like, oh my God, this just ruined the entire experience. Another thing too is you guys, the community that we have here. Being able to talk to everyone, being able to kind of be held accountable for, you know, finishing games, knowing that you guys are looking forward to another video. It really keeps me motivated and keeps me just in such a good headspace where I can say, you know, as much as I game probably a very unhealthy amount for the average person, I kind of use that as an excuse to just game a lot. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to not feel bad about playing so many video games. If you could live on an island with goats the size of hamsters or hamsters the size of goats, which island would you pick? Definitely hamsters the size of goats. I mean, both probably smell bad, but goats have horns. And if they were little, the size of hamsters, it'd be like stepping on Lego if they're running around everywhere. Plus, goats, from what I've seen in video games, of course, they'd be aggressive. And they would ram into your ankle, this and that, and it would cause you injury. What's a hamster gonna do? It's just gonna be a hamster. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be fluffy. Definitely hamsters the size of goats. Do you have any other social media? Currently not right now. I'm just on YouTube. I did reserve myself an Instagram handle just in case. Well, not just in case. I definitely will start it at some point. I just feel like right now, I don't know if I have enough like life content to show you guys to make an Instagram worth it. Or maybe I just don't think you guys would really care for whatever I had to post. But hey, I mean, if you guys really want it, I've got an account ready. I just never really got too serious about anything other than YouTube. Is YouTube just a casual hobby, or do you aim to become a big channel, since you don't play trending or new games that would give your channel easy attention? Okay, funny that you say that, because this isn't the first time I've heard this, and I like to think I have good reasoning for this. So, a lot of new games that come out that I would be super interested in are usually a part of a series. So when I first started this channel, I thought I had a lot of catching up to do. So for example, when like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Village came out, this or that, I had never played a Resident Evil game. So in my mind, I thought, you know what, I should build a really good kind of backbone for the channel. I should kind of be able to relate to what a lot of you guys have played, you know, going into these newer games. So that's kind of why I don't really play anything new, because I still feel like I have a lot of catch up to do. And I was thinking about it more recently. You know, there's a lot of games that I'm like, I really want to play that, but I feel like I need to play in chronological order or whatnot. And only more recently did I start to think that, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. And particularly, I'll give you an example with Red Dead Redemption 2. I almost didn't play that because I thought I needed to play Red Dead Redemption 1 first, but I kind of, you know, went out on a whim, said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. This is super out of what I would normally do, and I have absolutely no regrets. And when I look at the past, my first Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim. It wasn't Morrowind, it wasn't Oblivion, and that's what got me into the series. So more now, I'm starting to think, you know what, if there's a new game coming out that I'm looking forward to, screw it. I'm going to play it. If I really want to go back and play the older games, I will. But I used to have that fear until very, very recently that if I didn't have the other games under my belt, that I wouldn't appreciate it as much. And that may be true to an extent, you know, Easter eggs, things like that, references. They're definitely great to enhance the experience, but most games, you know, they don't expect every single person to buy their 13 games in the series before playing the 14th or whatnot. So I'm trying to get out of that headspace. The last question is, why did you decide to make YouTube videos? I won't lie, I was really bored during COVID. All of our classes went online minus nursing clinicals, and I was losing my mind. I was going stir crazy. I also just played a lot of video games. I kind of wanted to feel less guilty about it, as I guess, like, it was just such a random decision, and I just thought, you know what, like, whatever games I was just kind of getting into at the time, which I know the first one I started with was Monster Hunter, which I had just started dabbling in at the time. And well, I guess I never looked back. I just realized I like everything I said that I love about being a YouTuber just slowly just started to happen. It really wasn't that serious when I started, and again, it still really isn't that serious to me, but I'm trying to take it serious in the sense that I would like to stay consistent. This is my not just a hobby. I love to do it. It's so fun. It's just it means so much to me, and honestly, I think the one thing that keeps me motivated is you guys. I love chatting with you. I love knowing things about you. I love sharing things with you, chit-chatting back and forth. It's just absolutely an incredible experience that it's really, really hard to explain. Well, I think we've answered a lot of questions together today. I actually had more to get through, but I feel like I've been yapping way too long. I didn't realize that I was gonna spend so much time on each question. And I really just want to say, I hope you guys learned something new about me that you were, I guess, maybe curious about in the slightest, because I feel like I learn a lot more about you guys in the comments, and you know, I share my little tidbits here or there, but I hope I kind of gave you a good picture of what's going on in my life. In the next video, we'll definitely be doing some more let's plays, but I'm hoping that this kind of one-off just kind of establishes a little bit more of a connection, because honestly, the only thing I really ever hoped for was just to provide some laughs, some smiles, some entertainment, and just some good old gaming experiences. So I hope to keep continuing to do that with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.